Hi, Francisco. First of all, I just want to say that it's a real pleasure to read your work and get to know you a little bit through your poetry. Also, both of these poems are beautiful, and my assumption is that you are not new to poetry, that this is something that you've been doing for quite a while. But I'll say if you are new to poetry and I'm totally wrong on that, then I will say that you have a real knack for this and it is a pleasure to read your writing. So thank you so much for taking time with both of the prompts. Thanks for getting them in on time. Um, and let's dig in. So one of the things that I'll mention is each week you'll notice at the end of your prompts, I ask that you include two questions about each poem um, in order to direct the kind of feedback you'd like from your writing group and from me. What that does is instead of, if there's because we can't have a conversation in a traditional classroom, what those questions do is they give us a sense, myself and your writing group, of what you might be wondering about, what you're struggling with, what you're wrestling with, what you think worked really well, and you want to make sure that other people think it works really well. So just any specific questions that you could include at the end of each of your poems, I do ask for two per poem, are super helpful in kind of pointing me in the right direction, pointing the members of your writing group in the right direction to make sure that the feedback that you're receiving from us is helpful, is something that's going to be helpful for you. Um, let's see. First of all, the I am poem prompt I thought was just really beautiful. The details that you include. Um, I really like the juxtaposition and the difference between some of the things that you chose to include in the same lines. So what I mean by that is this particular line, farmers and soldiers, fishers and city folks, that kind of that contrast in the different roles that people have from your family's history is really interesting. I think also just all of these details, rainweed, dandelions, sunflowers, crabgrass, and fig trees, there's something that feels so different about and so specific about those particular selections. It works really well for me as a reader. Prompt number 2, which is about what writing might be symbolized, what it looks like to you. This is such an interesting picture. I feel like so often students will choose perhaps a sunset or a more common symbol like water, the sky, a flower. This is super unusual and exciting and different, and I really appreciate it. So thank you. Um, and I like that you are shifting from the sky as well as the earth. So the idea that starlight in the sky as well as the different rungs of sediment in the earth works really well for me. The idea, I when I get to the end of this poem, the sense I have is that writing is everywhere, right? In the sky, in the earth, all around us, with us, inside of us. So that's what I come away with when I read this poem. So once again, Francisco, thank you so much. It was a pleasure to read your work. Should you have any questions about this class, please feel free to reach out at any point. And I'm really excited about reading more of your work next week. Thanks. Have a wonderful weekend.